Is Rhea Ripley about to do something unthinkable? This is a question that I've been thinking about for quite some time, and I think I've come up with the answer. Now, some of you are going to agree with me, and some of you aren't, but that's okay because at the end of the day, I think we all can agree that Rhea Ripley is one of the most over WWE stars on their roster today. I'm not even talking about women, I'm talking about in general. That is something in which was covered on the WWE Unreal series. Paul Heyman was recently on the Ariel Helwani show, and he was naming stars that he thinks is going to be the next, group of talents that can lead the way for WWE. Rhea Ripley was one of those. Now, Rhea Ripley is also in a very interesting spot in 2025 that could tell the tale for her 2026. What do I mean by that? Well, she started off the year by ending her epic feud with Liv Morgan, winning back the Women's Championship on the Raw on Netflix premiere episode, January 6th. She then looked prime, set, ready, match, and game to defend said championship against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. It was a dream match and a match that fans have wanted to see and both wrestlers have wanted to compete in. But unfortunately, WWE had different plans. But I think it actually turned out because it was Io Sky beating Rhea Ripley for said championship on an episode of Monday Night Raw. What did WWE do? They booked a triple threat match with Io going over Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley continued to be a dominant force and be in the title picture. Now, she started feuding with Io Sky. They worked an Evolution match, and it was Naomi who screwed everything up by cashing in Money in the Bank. SummerSlam, well, they ran it back. Naomi stole the win from Rhea Ripley in a Women's World Championship triple threat that also included Io Sky. Think about it, Rhea Ripley had this win right in the palm of her hands. She was about to pin Io Sky, but it was Naomi that went in there and screwed it all up. So I say all that. I bring up all the history, all of the success, all of the failure, all of the disappointing moments for Rhea Ripley and her fans, because I think that Rhea Ripley, who is probably the top star in the women's division right now, I think she's about to do something that is really rare when it comes to women's wrestling. It's actually rare just in pro wrestling in general. I think she is about to join a very exclusive club. I think she's going to be joining the likes of Becky Lynch as WWE's next mega star in terms of a woman wrestler. What do I mean by that? When I talk about mega stars, and I think she'll be a megastar in general, obviously, but I think she's going to become the face of the women's division like Becky Lynch has been since 2019 or so. Where when you're a megastar, if you are advertised for a segment on a show, that segment rating goes up. People tune in to watch you on television. When you are advertised for a show, you sell a bunch of tickets, right? When you were mentioned on social media, your engagement goes up. People do anything and everything that they can to see you. You are a needle mover, right? And there's really only a few stars that do it. It's a very exclusive club, especially for women's wrestling, right? Becky Lynch has been that person. And then if you look at the grander scope of wrestling today, that is Roman Reigns. That is Cody Rhodes. That is John Cena. And in years past, it was Hogan and Austin and Rock and Bruno and Flair, and the list goes on and on and on. Where when you are an attraction, fans will go out of their way to see you. I think Rhea Ripley is on her way of doing that. And I think she's going to take the mantle. She is going to take the torch from Becky Lynch in doing that. I think she's going to be a megastar. I think she is going to be the next big thing. I think she's going to be a future, obviously WWE Hall of Famer. I don't think that's even a stretch to say. It's a lock, right? It's a guarantee. She's going to be the next driving force of that women's division, just like Becky did in 2019 and 2020 and going on and on and on. We're like, she's a legitimate superstar, a legitimate megastar, an attraction, if you will. I understand that WWE for years, they tried to put it as the brand, right? They wanted to put the brand over any one name. I understand that. They're right to a certain point to do that. But at the end of the day, when you are in an entertainment business, fans are always going to pay just a little bit more to see an attraction or a star. That's what Rhea Ripley is, because she gets one of the biggest, if not the biggest ovations of anyone on WWE's roster. I would put her ovations up there with Roman and Cody and Cena and Punk. That is who I'm talking about. And at a time where Rhea Ripley is hitting her prime, you also have the old megastar in the women's division, which is Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has different priorities, okay? She's a mom, but more importantly, well, not more importantly, being a mom is the most important thing ever. So, my apologies. But one of the things is when we look at her career professionally, what does Becky Lynch want? Becky Lynch wants to be in Hollywood. She wants to make movies. She wants to make shows. She wants to be in that type of entertainment world. In my opinion, the only reason she came back in 2025 was because of Lyra Valkyria to make her the next big star, to get her over the hump. Because she was filming a lot of different stuff in 2024. She's still filming a lot in 2025, right? The only problem is in Hollywood, if you're filming something, it takes away from WWE unless you really schedule it out. But I think Rhea Ripley has that opportunity. I think Rhea Ripley has that chance to go out there and become the next megastar. She has it. She has charisma. She has presence. She has promos. She has likability. She has hateability. She has her in-ring skills. She has the in-ring psychology. I mean, you put together on a piece of paper a checklist of every single thing you want out of a star. Rhea Ripley holds that. Rhea Ripley is that. So as long as WWE doesn't screw it up, I think she's going to be just fine. I think she's going to do wonders for her career. And she's going to be a driving force for this company. She's going to headline future WrestleManias. Like I really do believe Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Stephanie Valker, maybe a Julia is going, and Roxanne Perez is going to be Liv Morgan main eventing WrestleManias, multiple time women's champions. There's a group right here that has a real chance to change the business and change the women's division and really put a stamp on their career. So I'm very, very curious to see what they end up doing. But it's going to be fun. It really, really is. Let me know down in the comments area below whether or not you agree with me or not.